Have you felt it? A subtle tremor running through our world, a sense that something profound is changing. Across the globe, millions are sensing a powerful shift in consciousness, a collective awakening that promises to reshape our reality. This is more than intuition. It's a shared experience, a call to awaken to something greater than ourselves. The old paradigms of division and fear are fading, replaced by a hunger for meaning, connection, and healing. We see this shift in movements for justice, well-being, and creativity, evidence of a sacred energy at work in our lives. The divine is calling us home, inviting us to co-create a more harmonious, enlightened world. For centuries, the divine was filtered through religious doctrine, but today many seek a more personal, direct experience. This awakening isn't about abandoning faith but expanding it, reclaiming our innate connection to the source of all life. People now define the divine in diverse ways: spirit, source, God, goddess, or simply the energy that animates all creation. The shift empowers each of us to become our own spiritual authority, guided by inner wisdom rather than external rules. Spirituality is moving from obligation to love, from dogma to authentic, heart-centered practice. The rise of the divine is a living reality, unfolding within each of us. Let's explore how the divine is manifesting in our world today. Ancient practices like meditation and yoga are now mainstream, helping millions find peace and balance. The principle of oneness fuels movements for justice and environmental stewardship, reminding us we are one human family. The sacred feminine is rising, restoring balance through intuition and compassion in all areas of life. Collective healing and trauma awareness are transforming how we grow and connect. Science and spirituality are converging, creativity is flourishing, and heart-centered leadership is emerging, evidence of a global awakening. A quiet revolution is unfolding within. People are turning inward, seeking authenticity and meaning beyond material success. The modern spiritual movement honors direct personal connection to the divine, empowering individuals to seek their own truth. This journey is about asking deeper questions. Who am I? What is my purpose? How can I connect with inner peace? People are embracing diverse tools, journaling, tarot, solitude, and silence, to discover their unique path. This shift marks a maturation of humanity, moving from external authority to inner wisdom. Coming home to oneself is the foundation of the divine awakening, transforming the world from within. Ancient practices like yoga and meditation are now central to modern spiritual life, uniting body, mind, and spirit. Yoga offers more than physical postures. It's a moving meditation, a way to connect with life force energy and cultivate presence. Meditation provides a sanctuary of peace, revealing our true nature beyond thoughts and emotions. People are also exploring shamanic traditions, Buddhist mindfulness, Sufi mysticism, and earth-centered spirituality. This open-hearted revival honors timeless wisdom, showing that ancient paths still guide us home. The search for truth is now a global, inclusive journey. A new awareness of energy is transforming our approach to health and healing. Practices like Reiki and crystal healing are helping people balance their energy and promote emotional release. We now recognize that thoughts and emotions carry energetic frequencies, impacting our well-being. Cultivating love, gratitude, and joy raises our vibration, supporting health and vitality. This holistic perspective bridges consciousness and physical health, empowering us to participate in our own healing. True healing comes from harmonizing body, mind, and spirit, reclaiming ancient wisdom for the modern age. Perhaps the most defining characteristic of the modern spiritual awakening movement is its courageous move to reclaim the sacred from the exclusive domain of established institutions. For centuries, spirituality was largely synonymous with religion, and access to the divine was often mediated by priests, scriptures, and formal rituals. While these structures have provided immense value, a growing number of people are feeling called to cultivate a spiritual life that is more fluid, personal, and universally inclusive. This is not a rebellion against religion, but an expansion beyond it, a deep recognition that the sacred cannot be contained within the walls of any single building or belief system. This movement is often described as being spiritual but not religious. This phrase captures a profound shift in consciousness. It signifies a desire for the essence of spiritual experience, the transcendent awe, the deep connection, the unconditional love, without the dogma, hierarchy, and social politics that can sometimes accompany organized religion. People are crafting their own unique spiritual paths, weaving together elements that deeply resonate with their souls. One person might find their church in the silent majesty of a forest, their prayer in the creative act of painting, and their scripture in the loving wisdom of their own heart. This reclamation of the sacred is empowering individuals to find divinity in the everyday. It is the understanding that a mindful conversation with a friend can be a form of communion, that preparing a meal with love is a sacred ritual, and that tending to a garden is an act of co-creation with the divine. This perspective infuses all of life with a sense of meaning and purpose. It dissolves the artificial separation between the sacred and the secular, reminding us that every moment, every breath, and every interaction is an opportunity to connect with the divine intelligence that animates the universe. Ultimately, this trend is leading to a more integrated and embodied form of spirituality. It is not something reserved for one day of the week or for special occasions, but a living, breathing presence that informs all of our choices and actions. It is a spirituality that honors the sacredness of the earth, the divinity within every human being, and the interconnected web of all existence. By personally reclaiming the sacred, we are not diminishing it, we are magnifying it. We are allowing the divine to flow freely through countless new channels, transforming our world from the inside out, one awakened heart at a time. A new global consciousness is dawning, one that recognizes our deep interconnectedness. We are not separate, but threads in a vast web of life. Our actions ripple across the world, shaping the health of people and planet alike. This awareness calls us to honor, protect, and cherish our shared home together. Across the world, a new wave of conscious movements is rising. Empathy and oneness are inspiring people to take compassionate action, protecting the earth, fighting for justice, and building communities rooted in cooperation. This is humanity evolving, guided by the truth that we are all connected and together we can create a better world. For millennia, humanity has been divided by conflict and the illusion of separation. But the message of oneness offers a powerful antidote. What unites us is more real than what divides us. By embracing our shared humanity, we heal ourselves and the world, becoming living embodiments of peace, one heart-centered choice at a time. For centuries, our world has been out of balance, glorifying hyper-masculine ideals and neglecting the sacred feminine. Now, a gentle rebalancing is underway. The return of feminine energy is not about overpowering, but about harmony, nurturing, and connection. True strength is found in resilience, flow, and unity. As we embrace this energy, we help heal ourselves and our world. The sacred feminine is not about gender, but universal energies within us all. It calls us to honor intuition, lead with compassion, and embrace collaboration over competition. By trusting our inner wisdom and lifting each other up, we create a more connected, resilient world, where our hearts and collective strength guide the way. The sacred feminine is the great nurturer, energy of creation, love, and healing. As we embrace this, we learn self-care, honor our bodies, and nurture our communities and planet. Reconnecting with the sacred feminine inspires us to protect nature, heal our world, and create a thriving future for generations to come. Across the world, we are courageously bringing our shadows into the light, choosing healing over hiding. By facing our pain, we reclaim our wholeness and power. Each act of healing is a gift to ourselves and the world, a testament to the strength found in mending our own hearts. The wave of healing is expanding our understanding of trauma beyond a purely individual experience. We are awakening to the profound reality of collective and ancestral trauma, the deep, unhealed wounds that are passed down through generations and embedded within the fabric of entire cultures and societies. This is the inherited pain of wars, genocides, slavery, colonialism, and systemic oppression. These traumas live on not just in history books, but in our DNA, our nervous systems, and the unconscious patterns of behavior that shape our communities and institutions. The divine is now calling us to a higher level of awareness, to acknowledge and begin healing these vast shared wounds. This recognition is a monumental step towards true social justice and reconciliation. It helps us understand that many of the persistent problems in our world, such as systemic racism, poverty, and cyclical violence, are not just political or economic issues, but are symptoms of deep, unhealed collective trauma. By viewing these challenges through a trauma-informed lens, we can approach them with greater compassion and wisdom. We begin to see that punitive measures often perpetuate cycles of pain, whereas approaches focused on healing, restoration, and addressing root causes offer a genuine path toward creating a more equitable and harmonious society for everyone. Many are now being called to the sacred work of ancestral healing. This involves practices designed to honor our lineage, acknowledge the suffering of those who came before us, and consciously break the chains of inherited trauma so that they are not passed on to future generations. Whether through family constellation work, shamanic rituals, prayer, or simple acts of remembrance and forgiveness, people are engaging with their heritage on a soul level. They are realizing that by healing the unresolved pain in their lineage, they not only liberate themselves but also send healing energy backward and forward through time, bringing peace to their ancestors and creating a healthier foundation for their descendants. This expansion of awareness from individual to collective trauma is a powerful expression of our growing understanding of oneness. It acknowledges that we are deeply interconnected not only with those alive today, but also with those who lived before us and those who will come after. It is a profound act of collective responsibility and love. As we bravely face the shadows of our shared history, we are not reopening old wounds, but rather we are cleansing them so that they can finally heal. This is sacred, world-changing work, guided by the divine impulse to liberate all beings from the bondage of past suffering. As our awareness of trauma deepens, the divine is providing us with an incredible array of healing tools and modalities, blending ancient wisdom with modern psychological insights. We are moving beyond a purely talk-based approach to therapy and embracing a more holistic understanding of healing that honors the profound connection between mind, body, and spirit. This recognizes that trauma is not just a story we tell, but an experience that becomes locked in the body's nervous system. Therefore, true healing must involve the body and the spirit, not just the cognitive mind, to release the stored energy of past pain. Somatic practices are coming to the forefront as powerful tools for liberation. Modalities like somatic experiencing, TRE, trauma release exercises, and therapeutic yoga are helping people to gently and safely discharge traumatic stress that has been held in their bodies for years, or even decades. These approaches work directly with the nervous system to restore its natural capacity for self-regulation. By paying mindful attention to physical sensations, breath, and movement, individuals can complete the physiological fight-or-flight responses that were frozen at the time of the traumatic event, allowing their bodies to finally return to a state of safety, rest, and equilibrium. Alongside these body-based methods, spiritual modalities are being recognized for their profound healing potential. Practices like meditation, breathwork, and sound healing are being used to calm the reactive mind, access deeper states of consciousness, and connect individuals with their own innate source of peace and resilience. Many are finding that connecting with a higher power, with nature, or with their own divine essence provides a powerful container for their healing journey. This spiritual connection fosters a sense of meaning, hope, and trust that they are not alone in their suffering, and that wholeness is not only possible, but is their birthright. This diverse and expanding toolkit for healing is a sign of immense divine grace. It shows that as our collective readiness to heal grows, the universe provides the necessary means for that healing to occur. We are being empowered to become active participants in our own liberation, armed with practices that address every level of our being. This wave of healing is not about erasing the past, but about integrating it in a way that makes us stronger, wiser, and more compassionate. It is the divine moving through us to mend our broken pieces, liberating us from the chains of suffering so that we can remember the radiant, whole, and divine beings we truly are. Science and spirituality, once seen as opposites, are now converging. Quantum physics reveals reality is shaped by observation, consciousness itself. Ancient wisdom and modern science meet, suggesting the universe is a living, intelligent field. This union invites us to see the cosmos as both material and deeply spiritual, a magnificent conscious universe. While quantum physics explores the outer cosmos, neuroscience is mapping our inner universe, the brain and consciousness. Advanced scans reveal how meditation and intention reshape our neural pathways, proving our thoughts can transform our biology. By focusing on gratitude and positive emotions, we strengthen well-being and unlock our potential for healing and happiness. All around us, a creative renaissance is unfolding. Art, music, dance, and storytelling are flowing through humanity with newfound freedom. This is more than art, it's a spiritual awakening. Each act of creation channels the divine, expressing our unique spark and connecting us to something greater. We are the Renaissance. This explosion of creativity is not happening in a vacuum. It is actively shaping our culture and weaving a new narrative for humanity. The art being born from this divine awakening is infused with a deeper sense of purpose and meaning. It moves beyond art for art's sake and becomes a powerful vehicle for connection, healing, and social transformation. Artists, musicians, and storytellers are acting as the visionaries of our time, using their gifts to illuminate the path forward. They are translating the abstract principles of oneness, compassion, and spiritual awakening into tangible forms that can touch the heart and stir the soul in ways that pure logic cannot. We see this in the music that is being created, with lyrics that speak of unity, self-love, and reverence for the earth. We see it in public art installations that transform sterile urban spaces into places of beauty and contemplation, reminding us of our shared humanity. We see it in films and stories that challenge old paradigms of conflict and separation, and instead offer visions of a more harmonious and interconnected world. This is conscious creativity, art that is intentionally crafted to raise vibration, to provoke thoughtful reflection, and to inspire positive change. It is the divine using our creative impulses to communicate its vision for a renewed and beautiful world. Furthermore, this creative renaissance is fostering profound connections between people. When we experience a piece of art that resonates deeply with our soul, we feel seen and understood. We realize that we are not alone in our feelings, our struggles, or our hopes. Art becomes a bridge, connecting hearts across cultural and geographical divides. It creates a shared emotional language that transcends words, reminding us of our common ground. In a world that can often feel fragmented and isolating, this connective power of creativity is a sacred balm, weaving us back together into a cohesive and compassionate global community. This global canvas is where the new story of humanity is being painted. For too long, our collective narrative has been dominated by themes of fear, scarcity, and conflict. The creative renaissance is a conscious and collective effort to write a different story, a story of hope, of resilience, of our immense potential for love, and of our intimate connection with the divine. Every song, every poem, and every painting that is infused with this awakened consciousness is another brushstroke in this new masterpiece. It is a declaration that a different world is possible, and that we, as co-creators with the divine, are the ones who are bringing it to life. Leadership is shifting from power and control to service and heart. The old ego-driven models are giving way to leaders who empower, uplift, and inspire. True strength now means humility, compassion, and a commitment to the greater good. This is heart-centered leadership, serving others, building trust, and creating a better world for all. At the heart of leadership lies empathy, the power to understand and value others. Once dismissed as a soft skill, empathy is now the superpower that builds trust, unlocks creativity, and fosters true innovation. This new blueprint for success prioritizes people, planet, and purpose, guiding us toward a more connected, compassionate, and thriving future. The rise of the divine is a beautiful, coherent symphony of awakening. From personal quests for truth to global unity, a golden thread of consciousness guides us from separation to love. We are waking up, remembering our infinite spiritual nature, and together painting a new story of hope, connection, and transformation. You are not just a spectator to this global transformation. You are an essential part of it. The divine energy guiding the world flows within you. Every small conscious choice you make adds light to the collective. Embrace your journey, trust your intuition, and know you are a vital part of this new dawn.